Any statement, Coach?
It feels really good. Get our third in a row. It's been a long time since we had that happen. Our guys earned it. Our guys played really hard. I thought we played to the game plan, especially in the first half. We talked about not letting them steal the ball because they have that ability to do that. And they only had one steal at halftime. They got to our bench, and I think that's when the lead went down. They took the lead in the second half, but I think our guys kept their poise, which we talked about, and made plays in the second half. And obviously, it was a great win for our team.
When you look at what I think Elmar had 10 straight points there at some point for you guys, after they had taken the lead, after they had kind of gotten all the momentum back, how big were those shots that he hit?
Ooh, they were huge. He's confident, and he should be confident. He's a really, really talented, really good basketball player. He's been doing that for us, and that was obviously very important. Hitting those two back-to-back threes, obviously he was feeling it. That was awesome.
First, we'll do questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, Mark, just talk about those 10 points you scored. Help that bring the momentum back to your end after you guys gave up the lead. You took the momentum away from them just with especially with the running of reverse layup you had. Just talk about your game today.
Yeah, it was the 10 points were after just great defense. We had 2 steals, and then it's just layup in transition, and then it was wide open looks. I wasn't making it to begin with, but in the end it fell, so I was happy with that.
Coach mentioned poise on the team. What helped you guys remain poised, especially after you guys blew the early 15-point lead?
Gerard.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
You guys had the early 15-point lead and gave it up. What helped you keep your poise to regain your focus and then go on and run it in the second half?
Oh, just follows coach's script. He always talked about just having poise. Play within yourselves, play within the game, and let the game come to you. So we came in the huddle, all of us, we all gathered and said, hey, we ain't gonna lose this game. We all grabbed each other. Let's start doing the things we did in the first half that got us that lead, and let's pull it out. And we did it today, and it showed, and we just came up with the W.
Drill, how difficult is it when you guys, start off, really, really, really well, and then it doesn't, kind of drops off? Like you said, you kind of have to regroup. What did that take to regroup and get that lead?
I mean, it's tough. This game is all about runs. Coach always preaches it. But, you just got to have the mental toughness just to pull through it. You got to believe in yourself. Like, Elmar and Martin, these guys are confident kids as freshmen. They're not normal freshmen, so they have that confidence, as well as the whole team. I just think, having that confidence just to, all right, let's just regroup and let's just, get back to ourselves, just listen to coach and, just pull it out.
You guys have 4 players finishing double figures. You think you guys are, now with the 3 wins in a row, things are just starting to click now, both offensively and defensively? You guys held these guys to 58 points today.
Martin.
We got a lot of talent on this team. Anybody can step up one night, have 20 points, another one next night, have 20 points. It doesn't matter. As long as we stay together, play our D, I think we're solid.
You guys seem like you're like a side disadvantage. What's the mindset for you and your teammates with that?
Yeah, well, we talked about that, knowing that they, not so much size and girth, they have so much length. They hold, in their first 10 games, they were holding teams to like 36% field goal. They're a really good defensive team because of their length. So we talked a lot about, one, I thought Nur could go at their big guy because he's not really thick, and Nur has really good moves down there. Unfortunately, got in foul trouble. It started off good in both halves, but then he had gotten some foul trouble. And we really talked about driving and kicking, and not necessarily trying to drive and finish against these guys because of their length. And our guys did a really good job with that, especially early on. And we just talked about blocking out, obviously, and then who cares who gets the rebound? But that's something that we talk about every single day. We work on rebound drill every single day. It's a mindset that way. So I was really, really happy. I was really proud of our guys to go up against a team that's in higher confidence and obviously has more length. And to out-rebound it by 9 was awesome.
You think you would have tried to do a Don Nelson move, 4 guards?
We do. we do that a lot. Glenn Fidenga has had a relapse with his ankle, and he had done a good job the last 2 games for us, coming in and giving us support. He's a 6'8" kid. And Joel Hernandez, I'll play him as a kind of the fourth guard. He weighs 210, he's 6'3", and he's really, really athletic. He's explosive athletic. So he's a little bit of a mismatch. In our league, we can get away with that a lot more than if you play up. But today it was fun.
You talk about how exciting it is to get 3 wins, 3 wins in a row. And, with all the turnover this team has had in the past couple of years, and how nice it is to be on this roll, to have this kind of momentum.
Oh man, it was crazy. I didn't know what to expect, and I told them we had like 4 guys that came straight from finals today at 3 o'clock, and so I was like, oh man. And during shoot around, there were some glazed looks on some faces, so I wasn't sure what we were going to get. But to their credit, when we warmed up, our guys were very focused, and I knew, okay, they're locked in again. They had a focus to the game plan. That's the thing that they've started to kind of figure that out. And now, yes, I think somebody talked about 4 scores. We're starting to execute better, and guys are starting to have confidence in that when we execute better. We're taking the right shots. We're not necessarily talking about shot selection anymore, which was part of the issue early on. So hopefully you can just continue to do that. If you do that, then good things are going to happen.
Omar, this is like I think this is your 4th game of scoring double digits. Has the game just, has slowed down for you in terms of the first few games where you guys probably making that adjustment period coming here and seeing how the game is played in terms of Division I college basketball? Now it's like you're, I don't know, 14, 15 points a game in the last 4 or 5 games.
It took time to adjust the game. Like, compared to Iceland, it's way faster here and more physical, so it took time, but I think I'm getting there now. So with the team, we had a lot of new guys to begin with, but now I think it's clicking. So it can be me scoring 15 one night and Jarrell or Martin or somebody else 15 the other night. So we have a lot of guys. So it has been me a couple of nights. So
It's for you 2 guys, is the physicality the biggest difference so far that you feel coming over?
Yeah, I think so, but I think we've got a lot of experience playing with the national team. We're playing bigger, physical guys there, so I think we had some experience playing there, but yeah, it's much more physical, much faster, and much more athletic over here than it is back in Iceland.
Coach, I know you briefly talked about Joel. Double for him. You get it with the. And obviously, we talked about it before. He playing the 4, and you think he can stay on this role? He has been playing really well of late.
Yeah, no, Joel, he can play guard. He can play that 4 spot for us. Yeah, he's a tough kid. He's a very good defender too. He helps us on the defensive end. He's very good sliding his feet, keep guys. That's been a big thing with this group. We've been obviously much better defensively than we were last year. But yeah, Joel he's a good player and should play 28 minutes today.
Yeah, talk about your defense a little bit. You held their 2 best scorers to Maven 212, and he has only 3 points tonight.
Yeah, we talked about over-helping them. They only average 4 threes a game made. So we talked about over-helping to the post and being really physical with him. And then we talked about over-helping to Maven because he's such a good driver. He's great at attacking. And also, along with that, he's great in transition. So just limit their steals and make sure you sprint back to the paint really crowded. So I thought we did a good job with that focus on both of those guys. They get fouled a lot. Obviously, we've been inconsistent with our free throw defense this year. We'd have first halves where we wouldn't give up a free throw, and then the second halves 32 free throws. I think it was Lehigh. So and that's being the main focus of ours, to only have 9 free throw attempts for that team. I thought that was great for our guys. A great step in the right direction.
Anything else?
I got one more. Coach, you're playing New Hampshire again next game. It's a rarity you guys play the same opponent, non-conference, twice in one season. Is it easier or is it going to be more difficult to prepare for them second time around now?
Is it easier? Not, I mean, obviously, we get to watch ourselves play against them, so we can see what works and what didn't work in the first meeting. Hopefully, we got a little bit more confidence at this point in time. We got to do a better job with a lot of things, and I think our guys will get to work on that. Obviously, us losing at home and now having to go on the road, that makes it a little bit difficult right before Christmas. But we'll be excited for the challenge.
All good?